in July. Well, there's a tiny movement making big waves across the country, and now it's moving into the Tri-Cities region. The small house movement goes by different names, but the concept is simple. Sydney Cameron learned it may not be so simple, though, in the Tri-Cities, and she uncovers many local governments don't have laws for tiny houses.
Everywhere you look, the tiny house movement is popping up. From TV shows to websites and blogs dedicated to living small, really small. The typical tiny house is only between 100 and 400 square feet. And now the movement is literally moving.
Oh my gosh, that is so adorable.
Into the Tri-Cities.
There are things that we want to go and do.
Tammy Backland's small family is moving into this one-bedroom tiny house, complete with a living and dining area, full bathroom, and kitchen. Still, they're downgrading from this 1,800 square foot house to one that's just $399.
Most people would think that's a dream house.
I think that the American dream is really not such a great thing all the time because you have a big house, you have a high mortgage.
It seems the tiny house movement has been making waves across the nation recently, but you'd be surprised at how long some of these builders have been building these tiny homes.
Green River Log Cabins in Campobello, South Carolina has been making small cabins since 1996.
When did you notice the tiny house movement taking off?
Really about 2012.
Now, sales manager Todd Garland says they build about 10 tiny homes a month, constructing everything from lofts to custom designs.
Who's buying these tiny homes?
I'd say 4 out of 5 are over 50.
With prices starting at $45,000 or lower, it's easy to see why a lot of people are jumping on board this movement. Local governments aren't so quick, though.
There's some real zoning issues with tiny homes.
Some cities are embracing it, Spur, Texas declaring itself the nation's first tiny house-friendly town in 2014. Others, like Hadley, Massachusetts, rejected a proposal that would have allowed tiny homes, forcing a tiny homeowner out of her house last month.
Our zoning codes are designed to address RVs and then mobile homes, and the tiny houses kind of fall in between there.
Washington County Planner and Development Administrator Jordan Clark says it's a gray area. People may want to live in tiny homes permanently, but they might not meet all the building code requirements and certifications to allow that.
So we don't want to start allowing these things to come in as permanent residences, and they may be some substandard in some way.
It also depends on how a tiny house is classified. Mobile, modular, stick-built, or park model RV classifications all have different zonings and restrictions. Some land even has square footage requirements, and tiny homes are too small. Clark says his department is discussing whether or not to allow tiny homes, but nothing is set in stone yet. Some tiny house experts think change is inevitable, though.
The TV will go up here.
While Tammy's family is still planning their tiny future, she cautions others to do their research before going tiny. Sydney Cameron, News Channel 11 in your corner.